Every great story starts with the rush of thrilling gaming action. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Getaways for some well-deserved me time. And rewards worth bragging about. If it's a story worth telling, it starts at La Berge Baton Rouge. What's your story?
The biggest sale of the year is happening right now during Happy Honda Days at Team Honda. For a limited time, make no payments for 90 days on every new Honda. That's right, you choose and make no payments for 90 days at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Segan Lane.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Welcome as we start another week of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping all is well with you and yours in your little slice of South Louisiana heaven. Since the last opportunity, we had to spend some time with you and yours. Before we start the show with Louisiana news, got to send a tip of the hat by saying, how about them dogs? Listen, y'all already know I'm a diehard LSU fan. I'm in no way, shape, or form am I a Georgia Bulldog fan. But you got to tip your hat to where it is warranted. And the fact of the matter is, it's still in the family. SEC, baby. Bigger, stronger, faster. No two ways about it. And speaking of tip of the hat and the national championship game, Darius Davis of TCU had a good game. He is a former West Feliciana Saint up in St. Francisville. You can tell you're getting older, not old, older, when you look at individuals playing in games and you say to yourself, hey, I used to call this kid's games when he was in high school. Covered and broadcast games from West Feliciana, Westfell, as the natives there are fond of saying, throughout his entire high school career. And while there was a part of me that was hoping he'd have a good game, at the end of the day, I'm still SEC. When it comes to other conferences, they are what they are, they do what they do. But the fact of the matter is, SEC, hands down, bigger, faster, stronger. Moving on to Louisiana news. We finally have a tad bit more clarity as far as what the race for the next governor of the state of Louisiana will look like. Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser announcing that he will not be running for governor, according to a report from media outlet KPEL. In a statement obtained by KPEL, the lieutenant governor said there is, quote, unfinished business in reviving the state's tourism industry after the COVID-19 pandemic and the number of storms/hurricanes that ravaged our state. And as a result, he has decided to forego running for governor and instead will seek another term as lieutenant governor. As you well know, speculation had been for months that the lieutenant governor would toss his proverbial hat into the ring to become the next chief executive officer of the state of Louisiana. I'll be the first to admit, in a state like ours, whose economy is so driven in large part by tourism, Billy Nungesser has been the right person in the right place at the right time. And I think, aside from the marvelous job that he's done so far, he would also be perfectly suited to continue that return to where we all want it to be post-pandemic. Meanwhile, in the same race, State Treasurer John Schroeder announcing on Monday, yesterday, that he will, in fact, be running for governor. John Schroeder, Republican, saying that it's not going to be an easy race, but, quote, I just think I can help my state by running. Meanwhile, as you, I'm sure, already know, U.S. Senator John Kennedy saying he's not going to run for governor. While I am the least of all people that begrudge someone running for another office, I am more than perfectly content to have Senator John Kennedy in our nation's capital. Yes, I think he could do some wonderful things for the state of Louisiana, but with the direction that Washington has taken with the advent of the Biden-Harris administration, we need a fighter. We need a warrior, the likes of Senator John Kennedy, looking out for our interests in our nation's capital. Speaking of Louisiana news, and we've known this for some time now, more bad news for our state. According to the CDC, and I guess they're going to have to change this designation sometime in the future. We've all grown up with the CDC standing for the Centers for Disease Control. They are now officially the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So technically, I guess I should say the CDCP, announcing this week that data from 2020 shows that the state of Louisiana has, as far as life expectancy is concerned, we are third to last in the nation in the number of years that our residents are expected to live. We are eclipsed only by West Virginia, and at the very bottom of the list, as you might imagine, the Magnolia State, the state of Mississippi. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the life expectancy of Louisianians, 73.1 years. West Virginia, just below us, at 72.8 years. And Mississippi, dead last, at 71.9 years. According to the CDCP, caught myself that time, 2020 data showed the leading causes of death in Louisiana were heart disease, cancer, and COVID-19. The death rate for heart disease in Louisiana, the fifth highest in the United States. I guess, and let me preface this by saying in no way, shape, or form am I anybody's medical expert. But conventional wisdom says that the way we eat in Louisiana plays a large part. Now listen, y'all, I get it. I get it. I understand full well. I love me some etouffee. God knows I love all the stuff that we are famous for, cooking and eating here in Louisiana. I get it. But you also have to factor in the lack of exercise. It's one thing to eat the great food that we cook. It's one thing to eat in moderation. It is something else entirely, however, to eat the stuff that we all love and then get on the couch with the itis. You got to burn those calories, folks. You got to do that. And I understand if you've been doing certain things, certain ways for a long time, it's hard for you to break that habit. Think of it this way. If you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for those that you love. A little later on in the show, we're going to talk about something that has become painfully obvious if you've been paying attention in any way, shape, or form. And you might find it odd that in one segment, I talk about the lack of exercise plaguing our state. And in another segment, final segment, you'll hear me say, you might need to think twice about exercising as a result of something many of my fellow Louisianians bought into the hype and did. Fear tactics led many of my fellow Louisianians to engage in something that many people are now linking to a phenomenon that we've termed died suddenly. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about a whole lot more later on in the show. It is, of course, the Tuesday edition of the Clarence Bug Show, and after this upcoming commercial break, it will be time for another illustrious edition of Now That's Just Stupid. You know, I keep hoping against hope that the more and more stupid we pile on top of stupid, that at some point we'll realize and take corrective measures regarding we can't continue to be this stupid. I did say, if you hearken back, that I'm hoping against hope. Because on one hand, while I hope at some point we wake up and realize that what we're doing is plumb stupid, on the other hand, it's as though the snowball effect has picked up so much steam that we can't stop it. Of course, that's on one hand. On the other hand, I am of the opinion you're never too old and it's never too late to stop being stupid. First break of today's show. We get her done, come back, and move right along as we continue the Tuesday edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hey everybody, I'm Kevin Gallagher. This is Roy Fletcher. We hope you'll join us for Fletch Nation, especially if you like talking politics.
Man, come and join us. We'll give you the information, and then we'll give you the context. And by the way, we'll give you fun too.
Lots of fun. We hit the local races, the state. We even look at what's going on all across America. And by the way, this space is available. If you'd like to talk about advertising, send your emails to Roy Fletcher at royfletcher.com and join us every week here on the Pelican for Fletch Nation.
I I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
The season of inspiration is the perfect time to discover the enhanced Mazda CX-5, named a 2022 IIHS Safety Pick Plus Award winner, its highest safety award honor. Choose from over 45 CX-5s available at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, gang. Clarence Bugs here, inviting you to come by Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, where we tape the show live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 o'clock. Come by and feast on news, sports, current events, love of God and country, and lots of common sense, along with some of the best barbecue anywhere on the planet. 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Old School Barbecue, home of the Clarence Bugs Show.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Welcome back to the Tuesday edition of the Clarence Bugs Show. If you by chance are just stumbling across the show, first time watching, you're probably not aware that in response to the ever-growing level of stupidity in our country, we've instituted a segment entitled, now that's just stupid. The graphic on screen, however, you'll notice, has an entirely different spelling of stupid. The level of stupidity we're talking about requires this. We're not talking about regular, ordinary STUPID. What we're talking about rises to the level of STOOPID, as in, now that's just stupid. We start with Victoria's Secret. Remember, a little over a year ago, they announced these radical changes at what is, at least was at the time, arguably the most recognizable name in women's lingerie. Remember that? Fired the CEO, brought in some activist woman, brought in spokespeople like purple hair, America-hating Megan Rapinoe, brought in transgender models to showcase their wares. Well, this week it was announced, after less than a year on the job, the woke CEO of Victoria's Secret, fired, gone, vamoosh, get out of here. You could have seen this coming from 1,000 miles away. What's the saying that's been coined now? Go woke, go broke. It is reported that since Victoria's Secret went woke, their sales fell 37% from a year ago. That was back in May of last year. Gross profits fell 59%. The company lost $275 million in one quarter, all because they decided to go woke. Now, who in their right mind would think that a company noted for sexy women's lingerie would profit and succeed by using as a model a dude who thinks he's a woman? I don't know about you, but if I had to venture a guess, I would say, yeah, that's stupid. Now, lest you be misled, stupid, or in this case, stupid, is not just limited to America. Take a little trip around the world, shall we? The world of stupid. In Britain, the Environment Agency has come out and released the results of a government survey. They have concluded that ethnic minorities may not be interested in watching nature documentaries because most of the documentaries are narrated by, wait for it, racism alert, white men. You ever notice how people that go out of their way to point out that something is racist typically engage in the most racist behavior there is? What you're saying is, number one, that all these black people are racist because they only want to watch or listen, in this case, to something that sounds black. Never mind the content. Never mind the fact that we're all supposed to be concerned about nature and the planet. It's for the children. We're all supposed to be concerned. But according to the government in Britain, black people are only concerned if the guy telling them is black. Do you have any idea how insulting that is? Black people can only care about nature and the planet if it's other black people telling them we should be concerned about nature and the planet. That is one of the most racist things you could possibly say. But this is how they think. And they have no qualms telling you about it. They published the results of their survey. The stupidity never, ever ends, especially when it comes to what's racist. Speaking of, what's racist? Did y'all know that football is racist? Yes, it is. At least according to one contributor of the Atlantic magazine. This idiot posted right after Damar Hamlin collapsed on the field during the Buffalo Bills game recently. Scientific American. Yeah, right. Claimed that football is racist because black men are disproportionately affected by violence on the field in the NFL. Let me take a guess. It's probably, maybe, has something to do with the fact that the majority of men on the field in the NFL happen to be black? How stupid could you be? What's the old saying? It's often better to be thought a fool and keep one's mouth shut than it is to open it and remove all doubt. Well, yeah, that one too. Marty said, oh, wait, I thought it was stupid is as stupid does. Ask the Scientific American, and you'll get your proof. You know what this clown obviously didn't take the time to extrapolate? If that is the case, football is racist because the majority of people injured in violence on the football field are black, then that's gotta mean that hockey is racist as well. I mean, after all, the majority of people injured in hockey games, the majority of people injured in a fight in hockey are all white. I mean, you know, give or take a couple of brothers here or there. But why would you not point out, since you took the time to point out that the NFL is racist toward black players, why would you not point out the same thing if there was any credibility whatsoever about what you're saying, that the same thing happens in the NHL? I don't know, but maybe, just maybe, it has something to do with people being black and you wanting to puff out your chest about fighting racism. The sad thing, y'all, is that there are going to be idiots out there that will believe this. The sad thing, even sadder, is that they apparently are of the opinion we can write crap like this and some people will believe it. We can write crap like this and there won't be any pushback. It is a sad commentary on the state of affairs when something so blatantly stupid is out there for all the world to see. And they have the nerve to name the magazine Scientific American. Bottom of the hour break. When we come back, hypocrisy at its finest. Or, as a subset, how stupid do they really think we are? That's next when we continue the Tuesday edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
You could be driving
Now's the time to save on new Accords during Happy Honda Days at Team Honda of Acadiana. Get our lowest prices and biggest savings on our largest selection of Accords this year. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Team Honda of Acadiana, I-49 just south of Opelousas.
Hi, I'm Katie, Operation Manager here at Old School Barbecue. We're excited about all of the changes here at Old School, and we'd like to invite everyone to come out and enjoy some delicious barbecue at Old School prices. We feature brisket, chicken, ribs, sausage, and the Boss Hog pulled pork sandwich voted best deal in town. We also have live music Friday and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. We can't wait to see you.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Caught spiders?
Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to the Tuesday edition of the Clarence Bug Show. For this segment, I'm still trying to figure out what it's more of. Whether it's, this shows just how stupid they think we are, or is it more of, we are that stupid? Finally, after 2 years, President Joe Biden goes down to our southern border with Mexico. And of course, as politicians do, when you go somewhere, when you do something, you set up a photo opportunity, what we in the business typically refer to as a photo op. I'm here at such and such a place. Take some pictures, y'all. So that'll help me tell the story of what we're doing. So President Biden goes down to the southern border. And what does he choose as the scenery for the photo op? Joe Biden is standing in front of the border wall, flanked by agents from the Border Patrol. How insulting to the American public is that picture? You would stand in front of the border wall that one of the very first things you did when elected to office was stop the funding for the wall. calling it racist, calling it un-American, calling it all sorts of ugly names. And you take your sorry behind down there and pose for a photo op in front of the wall. Meanwhile, we find out the materials that then President Donald J. Trump secured for the wall have been sitting there rusting away, costing Americans tens of thousands of dollars a day. But we're not supposed to know that one of the very first things you did was to halt funding to secure our border. And of course, leave it to President Biden and the Democrats to add insult to injury when the Border Patrol was doing nothing more than their job, trying to stop people from entering this country illegally. Remember the story? How the Democrats / liberals / progressives, how they fed you that narrative of how the Border Patrol agents were like slave masters down there whipping these people, trying to cross the border. Remember that? You would sit your sorry behind up there for a photo op in front of the wall that you have gone out of your way to do away with, flanked by Border Patrol agents that you demonized beyond belief. But you know why he did it, right? Oh, and let's not forget the fact that the week before the president showed up in El Paso, the concerted effort that was made to sweep all the homeless immigrants off the streets so that they wouldn't be seen. His policies led to this. But we got to clean it up for the photo op. Now, what this says to me is that you think I'm stupid, or my memory is so short that I would forget that you campaigned on and took legislative action to stop construction of the border wall that you now pose in front of for a photo op. You either think I'm stupid or my memory is so short that I wouldn't realize the Border Patrol agents you're standing in front of for your photo op are part of the same group of people you demonized for only doing their freaking job. And this, my fellow Americans, is the leader of the free world. I forget who to attribute it to, but a gentleman said something this weekend that hit me like a ton of bricks. He said, and I quote, "Do you realize in America today, it's easier to get fentanyl than it is to get baby formula?" Let that sink in. He said, and I quote, "In America today, it is easier to get fentanyl than it is to get baby formula. And yet, we can send $60 billion freaking dollars to Ukraine. You want to get a very vivid picture of the lunacy that is taking place in our country? Go to YouTube and look up homelessness in major Democrat-run cities all across America. Look up homelessness in LA, Oakland, Portland, Seattle, St. Louis, Chicago, Detroit. You really want to see something that'll blow your mind? Philly. Look up Kensington Avenue in Philadelphia. Newark, New Jersey. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Go down the list. You see all these homeless, hopeless individuals. But we can send 60 billion of your dollars to Ukraine. Is this what you voted for? The 81 million of you, the most ever in history, that allegedly, wink, wink, voted for Joe Biden. At what point is the American public going to get sick and tired of being sick and tired? Here's a question, or better yet, a statement. Illegal immigration, when Donald Trump was president, was here. Joe Biden becomes president, it's here. Fentanyl overdoses, when Donald Trump was president, was here. Now that Joe Biden's president, it's here. Crime under Donald Trump. Crime under Joe Biden. You're starting to see a pattern here. Homelessness under Donald Trump. Homelessness under Joe Biden. Connect the dots. I said last week, and I stand by it wholeheartedly, for those of you that were hoodwinked, snookered, and bamboozled into voting for this clown of an administration, you owe your fellow Americans a sincere apology. You got played, Hoss. You got played on a biblical scale. 2 years, y'all. That's all it took. And this proud nation now finds itself wondering, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Y'all will figure that one out later. You're going to have to figure out what to tell your children if they're watching with you. But I didn't say it. I didn't spell it out. We have gone in 2 years from rolling right along to Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. And sadly, we got 2 more years of this clown. Maybe, just maybe, next time, you'll do some research on your own. Instead of listening to ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN LOL, and MSLSD. Because all you have to do is ask yourself, how did that work out for me this time? Just a question. Final break of today's show. We'll get her done, come back and talk about yet another phenomenon. A scary one that is sweeping the country. That's next when we come back to wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats, the flavor says it all.
Every great story starts with the rush of thrilling gaming action. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Getaways for some well-deserved me time. And rewards worth bragging about. If it's a story worth telling, it starts at La Berge Baton Rouge. What's your story?
Treads & Care Tire Company announces its new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair with top-notch customer service. Treads & Care offers the convenience of shuttle service and pickup and delivery of your vehicle. You can also enjoy the comfortable customer area, complete with workstations, high-speed internet, and a complimentary coffee bar.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Treads & Care, the tires you need and the service you want.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystonecountryClub.com.
Tremonti's has meat, Tremonti's has seafood, Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters, huge wine and liquor selection, beer and all the spices you need, Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats, ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs, 20 flavors of sausage for the grill, daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Man, why didn't you come on back while Marty and Alan and I were having our discussion? They realized when they heard the music and then ran away. Don't want to be censored. Yeah, exactly. There is a phenomenon sweeping our country. It is entitled Died Suddenly. I will leave to you to decide. Is this because of the vaccine or something else? We have in this country and all around the world something called the mortality rate. It only changes minuscule from year to year. Every country knows pretty much each year how many we can expect to die from cancer, how many we can expect to die from heart disease, how many we can expect to die from automobile accidents, how many we can expect to die from industrial accidents, etc., etc., etc. And for the last 5, 6, 7 decades, the numbers have been pretty predictable. Until 2 years ago. In Britain alone, the government announced this new term that we have now, excess mortality. In case you can't figure this out, let a conspiracy theorist explain it to you. I just told you, all the countries have a mortality rate. We know pretty much, give or take, a couple of percentage points or less, how many are going to die and what they're going to die from. In Britain alone, the excess mortality, the number of people in excess of what the numbers have been for the last 50, 60, 70 years, is now up to over 1,000, wait for it, a week. Did you catch that? Above and beyond what, until 2 years ago, was the number of people expected to die, is now more than 1,000 a week. The whole country here in America was riveted recently when a Buffalo Bills football player collapsed on the field in the middle of a game, had to be resuscitated, playing in that racist game of football. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to YouTube, if I'm not banned before this show is over, and look at what we talked about, the Scientific American claiming football is racist. The whole country and parts of the rest of the world riveted when an NFL player collapsed on field and had to be resuscitated. Since then, an Old Dominion basketball player in the middle of the game collapses on the court. 3 Massachusetts police officers in 1 week died suddenly. A 16-year-old hockey player dies after suffering a stroke. A 16-year-old girl playing flag football collapses and dies. Excess mortality. Now, you have to ask yourself, if you have one functioning brain cell in your head, why now? Why all these people, quote, dying suddenly? Why this excess mortality? What has changed between the last 50, 60, 70, 80 years and now? Well, that depends, Clarence, on when this all started. I'm glad you brought that up. All these people dying suddenly, all of this excess mortality started when? Here's a clue. Psst. Here's another clue. Oh, you want the booster? Get in that line. If you doubt the authenticity of it, I ask you to consider this. The Philippines lagged behind the rest of the industrialized world in starting the vaccination program for COVID. Their excess mortality didn't start until they rolled out their vaccine. People, connect the freaking dots. You're not stupid, or are you? If you're not familiar yet, shame on you, with the term myocarditis, an inflammation of the heart, look it up. All these folks that I just told you about, you know what happened? Engaged in activity that causes what doctors call an adrenaline dump. When you do certain things, the human body produces, the adrenal gland produces additional adrenaline. When your heart is enlarged and you pump in additional adrenaline, it can't handle it. When's the last time you heard of a 16-year-old girl playing flag football just dropping dead? When's the last time you heard of a 16-year-old hockey player having a stroke? When's the last time you heard of what is arguably the most healthy person on the planet, an NFL player, dropping in the middle of a game and having to be resuscitated? Connect the freaking dots. Now, I know it's the new year. A lot of y'all are planning to lose weight. I beseech you, brethren, by the mercies of God, don't do it trying to exercise alone. Stop eating so much. Because when you exercise, if you've taken that jab, if you've taken that shot, and you exercise and put that additional adrenaline in your body, you better have your heart checked out before you start. And you can thank me later. My time's up, and I gotta go. But this day, just like every other, I give it to you. You're right, America, we ain't perfect. But for this old boy's money, it's the best there is. And God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. You know by now that the good Lord loves you, and I hope you know that I do too. Best news you gonna get all day, ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. We'll see you soon. God bless.